Hi, Sam. Just looking at your document, it looks pretty good. I do notice you're missing your columns on the pages. Like we added push W, or actually that's yours, sorry. I got two files from you, two InDesign files. So we added columns to the actual pages, which I believe you go to Layout, Margin, and Columns to do that. I believe that's where you do that anyway. Anyway, let me go back to yours here. But yeah, this looks good. One thing you're missing the bleeds on the document, which is really important. You have to have a bleed on the magazine spread project that we're going to do in class. So, oops. So let me show you how to add those in. If we go to File, Document Setup, and then go to the bleed area here, we put 1.125 in there, and then just click this link. It'll put it on the top, bottom, outside, inside. Push OK. And why is it not showing up on your document? That is really weird. Something's going on with this document. If we do a File, New Document, that should have added bleeds to it, so I'm not sure why that didn't work, but why is this so big? Sorry. Go to Print, and then go to A4. Put 3 pages in here. And then, you can adjust your columns here actually from the get-go if you want to have 4 or 5 columns, depending, your gutter, your column gutters. You can change your margins here. Maybe I don't want them 0.5, maybe I want them less or more. I think it's fine to leave them at 0.5. But this is the bleed area here, and we definitely want 0.125 on all areas. Actually, that's the margin, sorry. We'll leave this on 5. We want to go to the bleed and slug area and go to 0.125. Make sure this is linked and it's on all the top, bottom, inside, outside. Slug, we're going to ignore that. So if you push create, there should be a red line around your document. And that's the bleed. And so I'm not seeing that on your layout here. Maybe it is there. Is this yours? Yeah, I believe this is yours. Or this is yours. Yeah, and so you would need to extend your images past the bleed line. And I'm not sure why I wasn't able to add a bleed to this. Let's see here. I'm going to put this away. So if I click off of everything and do adjust, you can adjust your margins here. You can adjust your number of pages. You can adjust the size here really quickly. So let's do this. Maybe we can add it right here, 1.225. And that's 1/8 of an inch. Is that gonna work? For some reason it won't let me add that on there. I'm not sure what's up with this document. You might just have to start over, but anyway, you'll need a bleed, and you'll need to make sure that your images go all the way to the bleed line or past it, so that when you trim things to size, I'll show you somebody else's piece here. So when you trim this to size, it'll trim off that part of the image, but your image will go all the way to the edge. And we print these on a bigger piece of paper and trim them down to size so that we can have images go all the way to the edge, because printers can't go all the way to the edge, and that's what bleeds are for. And then one other thing I wanted to show you, because I noticed that you gave me some JPEG files that I didn't necessarily need, and that's fine, but I want you to export out a PDF of your spread at the end. And I noticed your PDF wasn't quite exported correctly, and I don't blame you because I did this in class, so that's my fault, and I'm not going to dock you off for that. But File, Export to get a PDF. We'll put it in the correct folder. Let's pretend this is the right folder. And then we'll name this, we'll go to PDF Print, because print is going to be the right amount of, 300 PPI and CMYK, those kinds of things. So, but if we're on the general section of our PDF, we can go to, typically we'll be on all, but let's put it on range, and we just want to export pages 2 through 3. and we just put the little dash in between. And instead of on pages, make sure this is on spreads. So, and if you do that, it'll export it as a spread. So page 1, page 2, and page 3 will be right next to each other, like just how you design it in your document. Compression, you can ignore. Marks and bleeds, so you want to make sure you have the crop marks on, because that's where you would trim your document down to. And then you want to use your bleed settings, so use document bleed settings. And everything else should be fine. And then just push export. Okay. And then if I show you this, you can see that the crop marks have been included. And if there were bleeds on this document, the bleed line would be included. And so when you go to print this on an 11 by 17, it'll fit on it nicely, and then you would trim it down using a rotary cutter or a ruler and an X-Acto, and you can trim it down, and your images would print all the way to the edge of the paper. And I want you to export out your PDF in this manner. For your magazine spread, I want page 2 and 3 to be right next to each other, so export it as a spread. And then I want you to include the crop marks and the bleed settings when you export out your PDF. And that'll be part of the grade for the magazine spread project, so just remember that. Other than that, you did really well with this project. It looks great, so great job there, and we'll talk to you soon.